Alright, you damn bikini woman. I'm about to undress you like I'm gonna undress your Wait a minute. You know what? Probably not a good idea. I feel like she wants that. I'm not gonna give it to her. Screw that. She just remain a mystery for the rest of us. I'd rather not find out what's under there anyway.
I finished my bath around 11. I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was... Oh, Mr. Galeese! It was that sword of all things!
Oh no.
Mr. Galeese was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
Pushed out of her window, huh? You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Montgomery whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court, and me seeing it all for this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine. Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Even he's sick of it. Then again, he grew up with her. Must have been annoying. Alright then. So anyway, welcome back everybody to more Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. This is your host, the MJ406. How far is it from your room to the inner temple? And we're trying to help acquit Iris here. Despite her, well, mother figure here ratting on her.
Let me think about it. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hasagora Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, never made it back there that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall.
And now we gotta think what contradictions here to show that Iris was not the one there, but I don't know. You say you heard a noise?
Thump! Just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that.
Well then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground?
I never thought of that.
Oh my god.
The next one to laugh gets a whipping.
Huh.
Shut up.
Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over the courtyard and...
Yeah, I guess it was kind of pointless to go over that. Let's go over exactly what you thought you saw. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims.
Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to...
I don't care. The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that's been bugging me all this time.
Please, don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood!
Her hood?
That's right, it's coming back to me.
Uh-oh.
Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood.
Uh-oh.
I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Crap!
Ha! You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
Son of a bitch! What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? Unfortunately, it is. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't sense any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony.
Heh. Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
How strong is that thing? Witness, add that statement to your testimony.
No problem. Now you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on.
Okay. That does make sense, but... You are sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style. Yes, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of a whip. My whip.
At least then it might bite you and not someone else.
Iris didn't have her hood on. I'm sure of it.
Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh? Stop saying a boot, damn it! I guess I can't stop that.
Hold it!
Okay. I'll have to look at that hood later. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor?
No. Hashiko Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward,
Yep.
which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms at the back to about the height of a two-story building.
Yep. So it'd be about a 10+ foot drop. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all.
After she was pushed out of her window. Okay, huh. What makes you so sure of all this?
It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that.
You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. Yep.
It appears that the witness is not mistaken then.
Yep. I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hoskura Temple.
There's only 2 of them working there.
What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark?
It doesn't feel like she is lying. This is very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney, apparently. Apparently I'm like that. Okay. Iris didn't have her hood on. Okay. Wait, she's staying in the corner room, which faces the courtyard. Let me look at something for a sec. Well, that won't help. That won't help anything! No. Okay. Yeah, she was there. Okay. Body fell 10 feet after death. Yeah. So that means she was stabbed first and then pushed out the window. So that's wrong. There we go. Haha.
Objection!
I had a feeling something like that was up. What about the hood, though? Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say, anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain's something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Ms. Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report?
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Ah!
That's right! It says after death right here! The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall?
Ah!
Yeah, well, she carried her back through and did it again. Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree?
That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below.
Objection!
Then why the stabbing in the courtyard? Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunham's room? Damn right. She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Whoa!
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Your weapons just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. Screw your playoff beard. How dare you?
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. You shut the hell up. As I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. Yeah, you got a point there.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions.
All right then. Order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Francisca von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. What the? Witness, please! Remain standing on the crate!
Don't go selling me short now.
Oh, poor Bikini.
The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With the whip? How would that work?
Oh, boy. All right.
Could you do that? Well, then again, I guess you could. It'd be like acupressure, I suppose. That'd be one hell of a way to use that whip, though.
When I looked across the sea, the sword is already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mr. Elise.
Ah.
I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I woke, Mr. Gami was
What?
stabbing Mr. Elise through the back.
Ah, right, the statue. Oh, this all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Francisca Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Damn right. You show her the ropes and show her that she is not going to be a winner today. She can't get perfect ever. Did you call her Mystic Elise, by the way? Huh. At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Yeah, not seeing that kind of makes it hard to say that she's the one that actually did it. See, Mystic Elise, there it is. Think carefully. This is very important.
It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No. When I looked over, the sword was already in Mr. Elise's body.
Oh. Might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
And there was plenty of blood in the scene, so... Oh, Iris. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-freckled clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
Ugh! What? Her clothes were blood-fleckled as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? I mean, sure. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well. I say that what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed. I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Huh. Witness, you will add the statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
Huh.
I saw the instant when the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out.
Smoothly, huh? That big? Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out?
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mr. Gami.
Yeah, I believe that.
Mr. Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. Sword was buried up to the hilt.
Crap.
When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mr. Elise's body. It slid out of the gaping wound. Ah!
It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding.
Nothing out of place here.
Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which could possibly have happened appears to have happened. Yeah, you really think that Shishishito's gonna be sliding out super easily? Oh crap, we went over this one before! Damn it! Why would the killer pull out the sword? If all she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue. Fuck. There was no reason to remove it from the body.
I forgot alternate things happen after you reveal things from pressing statements.
All that would have accomplished is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Miss Von Karma?
That's...
Indeed! It's a strange now that you mention it. I'm going to need to find an answer to this mystery, too.
Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. So what did you do after that, witness? I forgot about it. Well, I wouldn't worry about it. Let's keep going.
Now, on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct?
Well, I was unconscious.
How long were you out for?
I don't know. 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickly-looking head woke me up. By stabbing on me, actually.
I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation.
Well, I wasn't asking for mouth to mouth or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you.
I shall have word to the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening?
Poor frickin' Phoenix Wright. How awkward of him.
Why, Mystic Ami, you are referring to the golden statue, correct?
Just stabbing someone that's just a Shido. A sacred treasure is terrible enough. But to then make Mystic Ami hold a blade!
Truly, a heinous, despicable crime.
It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem?
Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that?
Huh.
No, I don't think I can.
There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts.
That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself...
There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shishishido from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth.
And we already found the big flaw. It was plunged in and smoothly drawn out. Look at this thing! I highly doubt this could fly out smoothly. Okay, good, I got it right.
Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar! But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
Stop that! What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
Yeah, it is not a smooth blade by any means. What do you mean? Please explain it. Whoa! Explain yourself.
I was gonna say that! To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Yeah, doesn't appear. What meaningless dribble. I, too, may appear to be weak and frail. But I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
The objection stands! Oh, come on! I wept a little back there, I must admit. Screw you, Judge. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
That's...
We also have the problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Yeah. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shishishido. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Too many maybes! That's too impossible for me. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No! Yup, that makes it weird. Also, oh no! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know can maybe manage one, if that.
But what does this all mean? You'll prove the contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishito. What?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool.
Let's examine this again, fool. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well, it's because Misagami was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing.
Yeah,
The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shishito was the murder weapon.
and it was not. That explains a lot of things, I suppose. I don't know what yet, though. Oh no! So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Wakarma!
no evidence of that kind was found.
Ha! That's right! Another mystery to throw onto the pile! A trial without the murder weapon is a tricky beast!
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
Uh-oh.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible. I just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here? Uh-oh.
The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword is disposed of.
You what? Uh-oh. No!
Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
Uh-huh.
Well, if there is another weapon, we're in trouble. Oh, no.
I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. After asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. Takes 50 minutes to walk Dusty Bridge. But less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out? Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all.
Oh, no! The suspicion is raised! Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape. Both my back and my age now.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph.
Ah, yeah, it did look like it was used. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. That means Iris was lying to me, probably.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge.
Oh, man! That really aligns that testimony perfectly.
That solves your pesky little problem, yes. The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Maybe. Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. Oh, man. Ugh. So that's where it went, you think? It seems like too much of an easy coincidence for the real murderer to get away with it, but we'll see. You're sure about the time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So 11 I decided to leave Hazakura Temple.
Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least.
Please continue, sister.
Damn it. I need to find a contradiction or Iris is definitely toast now. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right. The one who trampled me.
It seems she is the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him.
He had forgotten it at home, apparently.
What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
That's because you're sadistic.
Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell.
So you were there sometime after Phoenix Wright fell, huh? Alright. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. Yeah.
That's it. That's the only one we have. They'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time.
I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Keep going, damn it. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time?
Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm playing to a slow crowd here. Damn it. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that.
Oh, that's right. I overlooked that too.
Of course you did.
Then answer the question, please, witness.
I don't have to go around touching hot engines. However, now you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
Snow? Yep. Maze, look at that fact out in the open.
Yes, for some reason, only a snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
5 minutes. Which I should think that time discrepancy means anything. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking.
Ah, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain?
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as could be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch.
Crunch.
I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Okay. So you had an accident, so that's why you couldn't ride it. Okay.
Hold it!
That makes sense, I suppose. Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile.
I have to concede that is more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
I need to...
Hold it!
I think I might know what to go on, but I'll have to check on it later. While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here. Oh, God, I'm getting indigestion. Oh, and what will this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma? Whoa!
Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
What? She's as over the top as always, although she's not wrong.
Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon is disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with his testimony. All I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Yeah. You saw the murder after around 11, so that means that when the murder took place... Yeah, when the murder took place, it stopped snowing. Because it snowed until right before 11. Therefore, that would show that, well, there was a fire that would have been going on if she did go there then, so... I don't know.
Objection!
Uh-oh. Thinking too hard about it. Something about the snow, I think. That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence. It does? How do you mean? Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself that it does. Don't try and play mind games with me! Damn it! Curses. It appears I've yet to adjust on being on this side of the courtroom. Uh-oh. Tracks indicated that it had been used. Yeah, but... only one set of tracks is there.
Objection!
Okay, I think I'm pressing the wrong statement here. This evidence clearly reveals and contradicts that statement, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't accept that. Well done, Your Honor. Well, what? I was only testing you just now. Well, then why don't you try testing his penalty too? No! Looks like I shouldn't have spoken in haste. Well done, Judge. You caught me by me being an idiot. Oh. Okay. They threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while you were knocked out. She could drive a snowmobile. Which one? Okay. So you saw the murder then. Okay. After asking to be reported, you went out to the main gate. Okay. There are tracks. Tracks indicated snowmobile had been used. I need to see if there's anything that could show that it might not have been used. But, well, that's not... It's something with the tracks photo, taken that night, from main gate to Dusky Bridge. All it shows are footprints and one set of snowmobile tracks. Shows it only went one way. I don't know. 50 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. I can easily expect that. Maybe they threw the weapon in Eagle River and came back while she was knocked out. I don't know. She could drive a snowmobile. I don't think I should throw her testimony in there because we're doubting it at this point. Tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used. I did the weather data and this, and neither of them were right. So... trying to think which one.
Hold it!
Let me press this one again just to make sure. Refresh your memory. How long were you knocked out for? Between 10 and 20 minutes. Okay, we can see that's enough time. Okay, so it's not that one. Alright. I want to press the ones that sound like they're the contradictory ones. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited.
That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time.
I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? It looks very likely that the snowmobile is related to this case. Can't help but think that Iris used it, but for what? I better hold off on this. For now. Well then, witness. How long does it take to reach the bridge by snowmobile? I definitely went over this, though, right?
Hold it!
I need to double check to make sure I cover my bases. Because the way these games are, you can tell what's wrong, and yet you have to get the exact thing right to be able to go into that. Okay. So we're saying, was it still warm? You don't touch hot engines, but there wasn't any snow on it. Right. Was any snow on it? Curses. Right. Okay. Maybe there's another photo I can use to talk about the snow. Maybe that's it. Because this shows everything about the snow, and lightning struck Dusky Bridge a little bit before the snow stopped. There's definitely nothing here. Photo of lease. That shouldn't help anything. Testimonies isn't helpful. The crime photo. It shows that snow wasn't falling after the stabbing happened. The real murder weapon was disposed of. Okay. The tracks. Oh, that was from... Okay. Taken that night. Okay. So that's after the fact that there was no snow on it. Okay. Ugh. The weather data shows that there was still snow happening at the time. Then again, it could have stopped by that point, but... I have a feeling I have to point out something else now. God damn it. There's gotta be something. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? Yeah, I could have spared walking, and we went over that incident of her crashing into the tree. Okay.
Hold it!
Really, throwing it into Eagle River after you're knocked out. For 10 to 20 minutes. It was enough time, so there's no contradiction there.
Hold it!
Ah, man. What would have been possible time-wise? Killer's reasoning. Why did the killer do all this? That's right. Why dispose of the weapon? But she wants him to think. The defendant could have done it. The murderer's weapon was disposed of in the river. I mean, was it? Ugh.
Hold it!
I'm gonna press every statement again. I need to see if there's anything else I missed. Okay, so the time is accurate. Okay, it can be reliable.
Hold
You
it!
went out to the main gate after you asked for this whole thing to be reported. By Phoenix, right. You held a grudge. Okay, main bridge. He didn't have a phone. You thought you'd go out to the main gate. Okay. I found nothing new. Shit. There's gotta be something. Something in here that shows that something's wrong. There's no other photo other than Elise being stabbed at the time. So, I don't know. Because, well, nothing else here indicates anything. Misty Faye, we have that scroll. That one doesn't mean anything. The hood. Okay. That's not helpful for anything. Why do I still have... Oh, maybe that's for later. I mean, this wouldn't help anything. I'm definitely not doubting the time, but... Regional weather report for the night. Okay. You gotta get... Ugh. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. I doubt I want to use her testimony again. Loss of blood from stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. Okay. Is there a problem with the idea of the murder weapon being disposed of? I don't know.
Objection!
We already did this! What am I doing? Shit. Okay, yeah, we got through that one before. Oh, man! Shit! I'm stuck! I'm stuck! I don't know what to do! Which one of these ports can I fight? Do I want to press this statement?
Objection!
I don't know why I wanted to. Looks like we're gonna have to time warp back to here because apparently I'm an idiot. I don't know. She was stabbed between 10 to 11, so that means the stabbing probably happened sooner. I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. Alright, we're gonna time warp. Before that,
Objection!
take that! That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence. It does? How do you mean? Forgive me, you already just said that it does. That you say, Edgeworth, but we got a time warp. That's enough! This court sees no reason for the prolonged trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant, Iris of Hascore Temple, guilty as fuck! No, the accused will surrender to the courts immediately, to be held pending trial in a higher court within a month of today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. I'm sorry, Iris. No! Okay, I think I might have figured something out. I was thinking, it takes 15 minutes to walk Dusky Bridge, less than 5 using a snowmobile. Yeah, which means there'd be no snow the time if she was doing it like that. Now it makes me wonder...
Objection!
Wait. Did I do it wrong again? Your Honor, what do you think of the witness's statement? I don't think there was a problem with it. Humph. You say that with such gusto that I suppose I must agree that is all there is to it. Don't get smoked with me! Get smoked with this penalty! Oh, man. It would appear that even I can make mistakes. I've never made mistakes before. What the hell happened?
Hold it!
Oh, I could have sworn. Yes, you're crunching back. Okay, turns out I'm still not figuring out what I wanted to do. Because, well, I just... let me time warp again, damn it. Alright, I think I might have actually figured it out this time. Let's try this now. It's saying you can drive a snowmobile. I still think the one-way thing
Objection!
is there it is. Which statement I had to hit? The last one? The hell, it's so weird. Well, I was right. I just hit the wrong statement. That's really annoying. Anyway, I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks?
But what do you mean?
Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back.
Ah! You're right.
Huh. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth.
Yes?
On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. Yep, exactly.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in her theory? The idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks? Yeah, if the timing's at 11, then the tracks of the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain? Why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction.
Because you're a lying bitch? How about that one, huh? No need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. If it was that timing, then the snow would have been stopped. Therefore, witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like I said, it was around 11.
Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up.
Ah!
Yep, that's right. There shouldn't have been only one track. Order! Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Arcara's claim has been snowed in. Oh!
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. That was also a terrible joke. I'll beat you up later.
Please don't.
Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things.
Yeah, it is very fickle, Japan. I mean, America.
Answer me this, then. When is a weather report ever correct?
No. You've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Yeah!
Forecast data. All weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true. We cannot be totally sure, eh? Well, what? How'd she pull that off? What a bunch of bullshit! And it stopped snowing at the Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. We've come this far. There's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed?
Have you seen the murder scene?
Supposed murder scene, I mean. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right. Proving that is...
Incredibly easy. If we wanted to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I refer to the photo of the crime scene. Yep, as you can see, everything is covered with snow. With just one exception.
And that is...
The victim herself, Miss Elise Dunham. Yeah, no snow on her whatsoever. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. Yep, and it goes against your theory entirely. In other words, if the killer really did go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks.
Ah!
Yes! Finally! Order! Order! Just what are you... Ah!
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. Right, that night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. It was before 11 o'clock at least. When the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, they brought it back after 11. The snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Which makes sense to me, damn it!
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Uh-oh.
Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night I used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. Uh-oh. Right.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So, she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot.
Okay, I can believe that, I guess. That sounds right.
But what's odd is, when I left Iris to return to Hazakura Temple,
There is no snowmobile?
I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge.
Haha.
You must have just failed to see it, sister.
Maybe. When I made it back to Hazakura Temple,
Huh?
it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
So it's still there? Oh, whoa. But that isn't possible. Huh. What the hell is happening with this thing? Order! Order! Order of the court! What does this all mean? So, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. Apparently not. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. True that. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used a snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. Yeah. I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes. I've nothing more to add. Told you everything. Everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness, who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out, walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on the subarctic night. Yes, Your Honor. Actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really?
You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being?
This individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Yes! Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? It's you, Judge. It's you. We gotta go with Larry Butts. I don't remember how we became friends, though. This guy might be the product of Jean-Luc de Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Donan. Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering on foot outside on the night of the murder? That's... Oh boy. I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness, before I even call him. Yeah, I should hide that fact. He is, after all, an artist. He was, perhaps, searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw?
Who knows? I intend to extract it from him, right here in this courtroom. Because he wouldn't tell me earlier, that asshole! Some of this uses a witness immediately!
I have no choice, do I?
I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well, Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. Yes! The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, proceed to prepare the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good! Well then, court is now in recess. Oh man, that took longer than I thought, because I sucked at that last... That's the one problem with this game. It feels like you kind of know exactly what the problem is, the contradiction, yet you have to do it in the exact right spot, or they will say no. Even if it doesn't make sense. I mean, not every case in this game can be perfect. Even this one, the best one of the series. Oh, wow, that really makes a bad case for the games, doesn't it? Anyway, there we go. We got figured out that Bikini saw, well, what sounds like could have been a setup. But with this snowmobile thing, who knows? Come back next time, we'll talk to Larry and finally see what the hell he saw. Unfortunately, he might be the key to this whole damn mystery. Again.